Hello dear friends, welcome to our Tuesday night reflection, and it's my privilege to bring you the reflection this week, and I consider it a real honour. The passage I want us to consider is one that you probably know pretty well, but just to fix it in our minds, let's hear it now. It comes from Matthew chapter 11 verses 28 to 30. Jesus said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." I don't know how many times you've heard that passage. You may even heard it a lot in recent times. But when I read that passage, I thought to myself, wow, there are probably at least 3 sermons wrapped up in those 3 verses. But this isn't about a sermon. This is about a reflection, a short reflection. So how can I condense this down? Well, I'm going to have a go. First of all, as we put these verses into the context in which they were written, we see that they're the words of Jesus. Not my words, not the words of some great teacher or preacher, but the words of Jesus, the Son of God. He was speaking to people who were weary and burdened. They were in a land that not only had an occupying army, but also a religious police. People were weary because of the laws that the occupying power placed on them. And they were burdened by the Pharisees, the religious leaders, who were keen to hang an abundance of religious instructions around the people's necks, just like a millstone. I'm sure that many of those who heard the words of Jesus had been feeling stressed by the situation they found themselves in. They must have wondered if it would ever end. Can you identify with that? Because I certainly can. We may not have an occupying army or a religious police, but on top of what used to be called normal life, we now have a pandemic situation to contend with. So, weary and burdened? Yes. Weary from trying to carry on a normal life while being burdened with an abundance of rules from either central or local government concerning what we can or cannot do during this pandemic. Burdened? Yes, both from within and without. We normally take burdens on ourselves willingly concerning home and family life. But we may burden ourselves with worries about our future at school, college, or in the workplace. Then on top of this come the burdens that others place upon us in one form or another. It's no wonder that we get weighed down by all of this. How then does this passage speak into our situation? Well, the first thing to note is that Jesus is identifying with the people and by inference with us. He knows that there will be those who are overwhelmed by the situation. So how does he address it? Get over it. Get on with your life. Others are in the same boat. No, he doesn't say that. He says, "Come to me. I know how you feel. I identify with the injustices. Come to me." He says, "Take my burden, my yoke. It's not like the one that's weighing you down. It's light. Walk with me and you'll find it's true. Jesus was giving them a picture lesson that they understood easily. In the Western world, we don't often see a pair of cattle harnessed together with a yoke around their necks. But for them, it was a normal sight. And it was usual to pair an inexperienced animal with an experienced one. It gave the inexperienced one the confidence to follow what the other was doing and not be fazed by it. It gave the inexperienced animal the comfort of another alongside it. Even if it was blinkered, it would feel the presence of the other. So as we reflect on these well-known verses, let's hear Jesus speaking to us. He says to us, if you're anxious and feeling overwhelmed by your current circumstances, come alongside me. I have the experience. I understand. You will feel the comfort of my presence and gain the confidence to deal with whatever lies ahead. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm constantly bombarded with offers that seem just too good to be true. Whether it's junk mail through the letterbox or spam emails, they keep coming. But this offer from Jesus is one offer we need to take advantage of immediately. The sooner, the better. Take a moment of quietness as we close this reflection and ask Jesus, our Saviour, our burden bearer, to come alongside. Those arms that were open wide on the cross are still open, ready to embrace us with his love. And you know what? Social distancing doesn't apply. God bless you all.